he'd go to MIT.
True.
Wow. Interesting.
Maybe he started at one and finished at the other. Or, got declined from one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he got a fellowship to Caltech. And
my issue with his whole 4 years is, do you not have a master's? Is it undergrad? How long did you spend there?
Well, at Aquatica, it's the dregs of society.
All right, so...
Most engineers I knew from college went through a 5-year program, so...
Well, I'm an engineer who did a 4-year program, so I am Scoggins level.
Oh. Maybe they're just slower in Florida and you have to take an extra year.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, for half that time, they're sick on bath salts.
The American qualification for an engineer is a lot stricter than the British version. It's something I know from speaking to other engineers. So yes, I am less qualified than proper engineers in America.
Crisis averted.
I feel like I learned something today.
We almost had a feud between Megan and Jay here. This could have gotten ugly.
Oh, not at all.
All right, number two. When Scoggins is pointing at the Aquatica map, what sector is his finger under?
What?
J. Sector 1.
Nope. You gotta say Megan.
Wait, you said say J.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we say the other person's name.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Megan. So it's not 1. It wouldn't be 2 because they're on the first floor. So I know the sign next to the map is 1527, but that's not what you want. I don't know. Stairwell 1.
Sector C.
Sector C, of course.
Sector C.
What hand in poker should Janice always stick with? Or should
Megan.
she... Oh, yeah.
She always tries to go with the straight, but she should stick with the pair.
You got it. Megan's up 2-0.
Jay is up.
What time is it in the scene?
Oh man,
Megan.
a Hamilton quote just came to my mind. I don't have it.
All right, Jay.
It's 4 a.m.
Perfect.
Which makes no sense with the rest of the film, but we'll get there.
Now, how far from the surface are they when they want to get out?
Jay.
Yeah.
61? 60 feet?
60 feet.
Give or take a centimeter. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
How many fish are in the fish tank?
Oh, Megan.
Yeah.
I think it's 5.
Mm-mm.
Because I tried to count them, and I counted 5.
Megan.
There's like a mirrored section, so I could have counted 1 twice.
We'll go with 4.
I got 7, but I'll give it to Jay, because
Okay.
Alright, so
Like
Jay...
The Price is Right, the closest one.
That's right. How many LED lights did Carter walk by in the beginning of the scene?
Oh, come on.
Oh, goodness. J, 3.
Mm-mm.
Megan, 4.
5.
Oh, okay.
And you got this one. What was the number near Skoggs?
Sorry.
You got it.
Yeah, L1527.
That's right. L1527. So, Jay, Megan, you win. Good job. That was
Congratulations,
impressive.
Megan. So the L1527, we talked in a previous chapter about how many support struts there have to be in Aquatica, and it was like some absurd hundreds number. Maybe that 527, that's the number of struts.
It's gotta be.
Like that's strut 527, and the next one along is strut 528, and the next one's 529. And, you know, my scoffing at, there've got to be like 1,000 struts in this thing for these maths to work. Maybe there actually are. Maybe I was wrong. Who can say?
They thought of everything for this movie.
Maybe there you go, structural integrity.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning of the scene, it's very blue. So I just want to get your thoughts on that later, Jay, about how blue.
Yep. Oh, we can mention it now because it's very blue, like you say. As we said a few weeks ago, the scene's getting less deep. Now they're going up higher, but very, very blue at the start of this chapter. There's nothing but blue, and then cut to Scoggins in the orange light. They got the blue and orange David Fincher kind of style going on in this scene. But yeah, everything else is very blue.
The hallway is extremely blue.
Yeah, super blue, 10 beams of light shining down, I think.
That Carter sassily struts through.
Such a good strut.
From the deepest squat ever against that door. I dared Mark to try and do this squat. He hasn't done it yet.
We had a bit of an argument. Megan's like, you couldn't do that squat. I'm like,
I don't think I could get out of that squat.
And I was like, I could do that squat. and then I never did it.
Is it a squat? I thought you see like sitting down.
It starts with a squat, and then it finishes with a sit. But it's a very flexible sit.
It's a deep squat sit.
Yeah. It's a deep squat sit.
You gotta have some serious flexibility in your hips there.
There's some good sitting in this one. I don't know if you noticed.
He uses his arm to get up again. So like, you do see like a shoulder twitch. So he's not just rising unaided from a squat.
Have you ever sat like that, Jay?
Not today, but it's not part of my current workout.
And then also, I loved the little sitting time between Preacher and Skog. Skog is sitting on the bed, like kind of like cross feet, looking really comfy, and they're just chatting together on the bed, and Skog's like super comfy and happy. Did you notice his nice little sitting?
Yeah, he looks pretty. He's made himself at home in
really
Jim and Janice's bed. Two of his friends who have died recently, like in the past 24 hours.
10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
That joke.
He just watched her die, and now he's just sat on her bed rummaging through her drawers.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, she's got a vibrator. Like, it's like, man, she just died.
So this film came out when I was 11. First time I watched it, I was maybe 13. And I reckon for at least the first few times I watched it, no single line in this film confused me more than Jan was a healthy girl, something in here has to run on batteries. I had no idea what that meant the first few times I watched this film.
Like a toothbrush?
I like how when you put the closed caption on, it just, that sound effects he makes, it's just a bunch of capital N's. It just, It's such a weird interpretation of the noise. But it did get me thinking. I was sitting there on the couch for a good, I don't know, I think you had gone out to do something else, and I was thinking, what do we have that really runs on batteries anymore?
My
TV remotes?
Yeah, remotes, like maybe an electric razor. I was near the kitchen, so I thought the thing that tests the water purity, a book light, maybe
thermostats.
a stud finder.
Ooh. Are Wii remotes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Wii's take a lot of battery.
Yeah. We play Mario Kart once every 6 months.
I can see a person having that if you're deployed into one of these things long term.
And, well, we don't know at what stage in there being that she and Jim got together. So when she first moved to Aquatica, she may have been single.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jim was a heartbreaker.
Indeed.
Yeah, you know those science-y types. Didn't somebody call him the most brilliant man ever?
She did.
Well, when he's pissing into the wind.
Yeah, into the shark tank.
Into the shark tank. That's why the sharks hate him. So the batteries. Is there any chance that clock has enough, they look like C-cell batteries, to power that giant torch? In any world? No,
because you can't convert battery types. I mean, that thing would run on maybe AA batteries, maybe 4 or 6 of them, but that big flashlight, that would take some D batteries, if not maybe C.
I tried to do some research, but unfortunately 2020 torches aren't the same as 1999 torches or flashlights. But the closest I could find looked like it ran on 4 C-cell batteries, which I think is what he's holding in his hand. But I don't think that a C-cell battery would come out of that little tiny clock. That's got to be AA at biggest, maybe AAA.
Yeah, I've got some really old mag lights, and they all run on C batteries.
Scoggins just might have MacGyvered it.
He's an engineer. He made it work.
Crossing the wires, and he's carrying around his own little battery pack attached to the lamp.
Well, it works because he says, fixed it. So normally,
keep it above the water.
Yeah, normally when I replace batteries, I don't say, I fixed it.
I do. I'm triumphant that way.
But he's very happy about making a flashlight work. So maybe he did MacGyver something.
Well, it's the first thing he's succeeded at doing in this film. So, you know, you gotta take the small miracles where they happen.
Yeah.
It's a plus. Finally.
When I come down the stairs, I do very often, not even joking, announce that I am back or I have returned to Mark's. It's the little victories of the day that get you through.
Did you notice the kind of shade that Rappaport, he doesn't even look at McAllister in this scene. When they go in the room, he doesn't even acknowledge she's there. Is he still super pissed at her?
I think he's just kind of done with her.
Yeah.
He doesn't work for her no more.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's done. They're done. But I love when they're talking about the poker game. I think this is the first Susan's hearing about this poker game.
Yeah.
I don't think she gets invited.
Oh.
Because, you got Scoggins saying, we have poker here tomorrow night, and then Preacher chimes in with Janice's betting tactics, and Carter's like, big dreams. And Susan's just silent in the background. She's like, wait, when you guys all go to bed, you don't? You stay up and you can see her heart breaking. It's so sad.
Team bonding happening without her. It's just...
They have a lookout.
It's a deep moment when you read it that way.
They have a lookout sitting there. And then she
goes
and
back
apologizes.
to her room to play with her model shark.
Yeah. Megan wonders where that came from.
Listen, I work in some large buildings, and we build buildings, and half the time they don't want to buy a model for our buildings. There's a lot of money in that shark.
That's an expensive shark. Do you think she apologized to Carter because of her realization that she was never invited to poker games?
Maybe. Yes. That's the impetus. Absolutely.
So she just walks up to him and so, you know.
I'm sorry, can I play next time, please?
And she finally opens up to him, and he's like, yeah, Susan. Like, he gives her the Susan. You know it's bad when
when someone says your first name?
Like,
Mark.
Oh, yeah, Jay does that all the time. Like, hey, what time we potting again? He's like, yeah, Mark.
Mark?
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah,
same time every week.
He's not having it, is he? He's not buying into her apology. Because she's like, wait, it's kind of manipulative, because all these people have died, and she goes, I couldn't have done it without you. So she's putting some of the blame on him.
Yeah. So is Carter's Susan worse than, I think, when Janice calls her Dr. Susie? Which is worse.
Oh, yeah,
that's more patronizing.
Yeah.
That's like when you find that nickname that you know someone doesn't like, and then you use it anyway.
Yeah, Dr. Susie. Yeah. Well, one's more stern, one's more patronizing, I would say. His Susan is hardcore.
Mm-hmm. That's when you're irritated with someone very visibly.
Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it from both of you guys all the time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if he's more annoyed because I do it or because you do it, Jay.
We'll just have to keep on doing it until he eventually breaks. See who wins. So why is Scoggins' wetsuit unzipped?
I mean,
it's not at the start of the scene.
It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're sitting around in a room that's not wet in a wetsuit. You probably want some air. It gets sweaty. Scogg's a big, sweaty, burly guy.
Maybe he did that in order to sit down in a comfy position on the bed.
Oh, yeah. He has a big, strong back. He was pulling on him.
Are not comfortable.
Mm-mm.
But was he able to unzip it himself to do that?
Question.
Or did Preacher unzip it, only to then have to re-zip it back up again at the end of the scene?
He pulled a How to Be Single and used a coat hanger.
Jeez.
And then he pulled it down himself.
So when Carter and Susan are in the bathroom, he's then rummaging through Janice's closet to find a coat hanger.
Yes. You didn't hear the banging around when they were talking?
Oh, that's what that was. Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That was what was happening while someone was pulling those sheets up the tunnel.
Yeah.
Before they closed the door. It's what we
Too many
didn't
sheets.
see while they explained to us without dialogue what had happened and
Meg
how they got up there.
Meg loves the sheet scene.
I really did. I thought it was a great touch. I thought that it was a way they showed what was happening without telling, which can get a little exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost your sort of expository person.
That scene proved that the shark wasn't trying to kill them, because the last person had just gotten up and the water was right next to it. So that Mako was just, come on guys, hurry up, get up here.
You know, it's an interesting point. Mark said that you, Jay, had commented that once we lose Janice, we lose our expository dialogue and we don't learn anything else. So then right afterwards, they do a show, don't tell.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead.
Because there's no one to tell.
Whoa. If Janice...
No one else can tell.
Mamet would be proud.
That's just all the expository dialogue stops.
Cold.
Oh, I love it. But no, the scene, it's kind of weird because I like the opening scene. Once again, this goes back to showing, they're going to empty the bilge pumps, get a stairwell done. They show where they are. I like it. I think it goes back to showing us where, telling us what the plot is. I think that's smart. Gives us a location. But then, is that stop in the room necessary? I mean, is it just to get a breather? To have some character moments? Because it was a lot longer, Rennie Harlan said. Do you think it kills the momentum a little bit, or is it just short enough to make it work?
I think we need it to establish the Preacher Scoggins friendship.